primary ignition.
Welcome to Unlimited Power. My name is D-Rod, and thank you so much for watching one of my pre-release guides for Star Wars Unlimited's newest set, Legends of the Force. Now, in this guide, we're going to be focusing on the leader and their unique ability and commons and uncommons found within the set that work well with this leader. Yes, there's probably a rare or legendary or two that also pair well with your leader, but because you're limited on the amount of packs that you're opening, we're going to be focusing on the cards that you're going to have more access to within your card pool. And don't forget to enter my Guess the Showcase giveaway that we're going to be running, where you can win a custom merch bundle that includes dice, tokens, and token holders. All you have to do is guess which showcase leader I'm going to pull from the Carbonite case live on July 5th on stream. There's a link in the description below with more details on how you can sign up. Because we're likely to pull more than one type of showcase, there can be multiple winners. With that said, let's go ahead and look at this Legends of the Force leader. Making her appearance from the Obi-Wan series, we see the introduction of the Third Sister as a leader within Star Wars Unlimited. As an action ability, the Third Sister can exhaust herself to play a unit from their hand, and it gains Hidden for this phase. Hidden states it can't be attacked for this phase unless it has Sentinel. As one of the new mechanics in Legends of the Force, Hidden is going to be pretty important to the Third Sister's strategy, and you'll see this among a lot of cards within this set. Now, as an epic action, you can deploy her when you have 5 or more resources, which means you can do this as early as turn 4. When she's deployed, she's a 5/4 unit, so she doesn't have a lot of health, but she is hidden, so your opponent cannot directly attack this unit the turn it is deployed. The only way your opponent can deal with this unit is with other cards that will either deal damage when they attack, are played, defeated, or by playing some type of event that targets the Third Sister. Now, on attack, the Third Sister can give the next unit you play Hidden as well, allowing your units to survive a little bit longer and frustrating your opponent. Let's take a look at some cards that can benefit from the Hidden mechanic and how you can use them. One of the first types of cards we see with the Adept of Anger. They're a low-cost unit that just has an action ability that says you may use the Force, which means you have to lose the Force token, to exhaust a unit. Since the Third Sister doesn't use the Force to use her ability, you should have the Force available for something like this or other abilities. Because the Adept of Anger cannot do something on the first turn but is a threat to your opponent, more than likely they want to attack it. It has low health, it doesn't hit too hard, it's an easy card for them to deal with. But when it's hidden, it allows you to ensure that your opponent sees the threat and has to make a decision. Because if they can't deal with this card or go first, this means on the when you start your next phase, if you have the initiative, you can exhaust their unit before they do anything to it. So it kind of ensures you got to use the Adept for its main reason before your opponent dealt with it. Another card is Acolyte of the Beyond, who has an on-attack ability. Now, the on-attack ability allows you to create the Force, and that's pretty strong. There's a lot of on-attack abilities you want to take advantage of that your opponent may not want you to. Acolyte of the Beyond does have the same ability when they're defeated, which is a benefit. However, can just be thinking about other on-attack cards and how good they are with the hidden abilities. The next one is the Dengar Spawn, a rare within the set that I'm definitely fond of, but the Dengar Spawn can take advantage of Hidden. By hiding the Dengar Spawn, it is not attacked on the first turn that it's played, where it's just a 3/3. It has an ability that says it has to deal damage when it attacks. If your opponent swings into it, it's merely defending and doesn't get the ability reward. Cards that have on-attack ability rewards are important and worth hiding the turn they come out to ensure you get that advantage over your opponent. Let's start looking at cards in a little bit more of a breakdown by aspect. First one's going to be the aggression aspect. Strike Ship here is great at this because it's a 0/3 unit with Raid 3 and Overwhelm. By hiding this unit, you can ensure your opponent doesn't attack it the first turn because they take no damage back. It's an easy kill for your opponent. But if they can't take it out the first turn, then at least you can swing for 3 into a unit they control or directly into their base. Another card is Sorcerous Blast. Since the third sister doesn't use the force, you'll have the force essentially triggered through your bases or other abilities, and you'll be able to ensure you have the force when you need to play the blast without having to meet other conditions. So cards like this are a little bit more viable for a leader like the third sister. In the command aspect, the Jedi Temple Guards here is a 4-cost 2/4 with Ambush and Restore 2. With the Ambush mechanic, you're going to swing immediately when you come into play if your opponent has a unit, and hopefully your Temple Guards can survive. If they can survive and then they are hidden, your opponent cannot attack them again. This means you have the chances of restoring 4 life to your base, before your opponent can deal with this unit, as long as it doesn't ambush something that hits harder than 4. The Dagon Master is a 5-cost ground unit that's a 5/5 that says, when played, you may you may use the force, and if you do, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a force unit, reveal it, and draw it. Searching and drawing is more important than searching and putting on the top of your deck. It's going to keep your hand filled up. You're going to be finding cards that you need and just, again, thinning out your deck a little faster. And with a card like Dagon Master, it becomes a little bit harder when you have to use the force token when they're played and when they're defeated. Your opponent can see the value in this type of card. If you play it, use the force token, they're going to want to kill it before you have another force token again to stop you from drawing a second card again. So by hiding it, you ensure that the Dagon Master is not taken out before you have another force token to trigger its when defeated ability. In the vigilance aspect, Karis is a 2-cost 2/4 unit that says when defeated, you may use the force. If you do, give a unit -2 for the phase. Similar to the Dagon Master, you can kind of protect Karis if you don't have a force token, and use her wisely as she's intended to be used, which can help you finish off certain units. Owen Lars is a 1-cost 0/3 with Restore 2. Now, I like Owen because he does have, again, a unique when defeated ability here, but ultimately by hiding him, you can ensure that your Restore goes off at least once. Cards that have 0 attack are just easy pickings for your opponent. So by protecting them, you're going to at least get a little bit more value out of it. Unless you really just need that Owen Lars when defeat trigger, hide them and then at least heal 2 from your base. In the cunning aspect, Lothcat is another one of those cards. I really like Lothcat because they have the when played and when defeated trigger. The when defeated is really great mechanic here, but your opponent can use it to their advantage. When you play the Lothcat, you can exhaust a ground unit. If your opponent already has multiple ground units in play, they may want to swing on the Lothcat. Maybe they only have one unit remaining after Lothcat enters play and exhausts the second one. They can just swing in and not have to worry about Lothcat being a problem later on. Again, hiding it ensures you can use Lothcat when you need to exhaust a certain ground unit. Dooku is, again, a hidden unit here. You're going to see hidden throughout the cunning aspect. He's a 5/4 that says, when played, each friendly unit with hidden can't be attacked for this phase. So he's essentially going to ensure the other cards you're playing that have hidden as a keyword in the text box get it again, ensuring they can stay on the board a little bit longer than your opponent intended. For the villain aspect, In the Shadows is a great 2-cost event that says give an experience token to each of up to 3 friendly units with hidden. Since you are giving hidden to certain units, and at one point you're able to give it to 2 different units, this is going to be a good card of strengthening your board presence. Flight of the Inquisitor is just a staple for the villain aspect. It's a 2-cost event that you can return a force unit and lightsaber upgrade from your discard pile to your hand. Being able to recur those two types of cards can really change up the momentum of your match by bringing in maybe, a low-cost unit or the big threat that your opponent only had one way of dealing with. So I really like Flight of the Inquisitor. In the non-aspect, we see Go Into Hiding. It's a 2-cost event that just says choose unit, can't be attacked this phase. It's similar to Hiding, but Hidden, but different. And then Last Words. If a friendly unit was defeated this phase, give 2 experience tokens to a unit. By strengthening your units, you're going to ensure they can stay alive a little bit longer. Maybe you're giving that experience token to a hidden unit that just came out. Let me know if you end up playing the third sister at your local pre-release. I think she's going to be a fun leader in our premier formats as well as Twin Sons, and we'll see how well she does in Sealed. I think there's going to be a couple of cards that work well with her, but I'm interested to see what you ended up playing with her, what were some of your bombs, and how well you did at your local pre-release. Thanks so much for watching this video. Good luck at your next event, and may the Force be with you.